What's up, guys? What's up, guys? It's your boy Roy back at it with the Back at Itness, and this is the Preaching in the Birds podcast. We'd like to bring you the latest and breaking news on Eagles news. As you can see, I am on vacation. I'm on vacation with my girlfriend. We out here doing our vacation thing, loving our best life. We in Cancun. My girl's the best. She booked us to stay out here, one of the private little resorts out here. You guys can see, got all the amenities you could really need. But you know, that's been showed. Let's get down to the business. That is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because this is the Philadelphia Eagles podcast, and you know, got to bring you the breaking news as it happens, right? So as you guys know, with our first round pick this year, we drafted Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter, the freaking nature out of the Georgia Bulldogs, right? Our first round pick is being sued. Sadly, our first round pick is being sued, so we will talk about that first. And we're going to talk about why I think it's a terrible thing for this man to be sued at this point in his life. And realistically, I think, although I understand the upsetness that, you know, a child's father may have or a child's parent may have for the loss of their son, I don't think that this is what their kid would have wanted if he died. Personally, this is just how I feel. If you feel a different way, please comment on that. I totally respect that. We're also going to talk about Dallas Goedert and what he said on First Take, or I believe he was on First Take, but he was talking about the tush push, where we push our quarterback Jalen Hurts, and how much the other NFL teams hated that. And then we're also going to talk about Buda Baker as he chimed in on that. All right, so let's get into it.
So our boy Jalen Carter was sued by a former Georgia football staffer for leaving scene of fatal car crash, right? So I'm gonna read you this article by Josh Alpert, and it says, Eagles first round pick Jalen Carter settled criminal charges related to a car crash that killed 2 people in January, but he has been sued by a former University of Georgia football staffer who survived the wreck. Carter avoided crashing the vehicle, but pleaded no contest to misdemeanor charges of reckless driving and racing in March. He has been sued by Victoria Bowles for leaving the scene of the accident and failing to offer aid to those involved in the crash. As defendant Carter was aware of at the time, he was jointly responsible for the crash and had a legal duty to remain on the scene, the lawsuit says, via Mark Slabrick of ESPN.com. And said, in part, obviously fearful of bad publicity and effect on his NFL draft status, he hopes not to be questioned or take responsibility for his actions. Bowles is also suing the University of Georgia Athletics Association for negligence in allowing staffer Chandler LaCroix to drive the rental car involved in the crash. LaCroix, who was intoxicated, was killed in the crash, and Bowles is seeking damages from their estate, as well as after suffering numerous injuries in the crash. Former Georgia player Devin Willock was killed along with LaCroix, and his family is also suing the school and Carter and others. Right? Cool.
So, after reading all that with me, I would just like to say that personally, I understand Miss Bowles is upset. I'm not sure about her whole work history. If she got fired from that, if she wasn't able to make money after that. I'm assuming, since she's suing the state of the formerly deceased, and she's also suing Jalen Carter, I'm assuming she hasn't been able to work. But I'm gonna keep it 100, keep it 1,000. Until I know the full facts, I don't know if she's a hater or not. I really can't say that. I just, as an Eagle fan, I wish that this wasn't happening to our first round pick. Obviously, that's the reason why he was able to be picked up by us, just because he had this type of negative information around his head, right? The reason he fell below a top 5 pick, which is what he was, he's a top 5 talent, is because unfortunately he had bad publicity about him. And, you know, this court case and all the negative things that go along with the court case were surrounding him, surrounding us as, you know, we have drafted him. But, personally, I think if Carter's still being sued by the family of his teammate, I think that's a bad move, just simply because, like, as a person that used to play football, like, in high school, whatever, college, whatever, like, your teammates become kind of like your family. And I don't think his former teammate would have wanted his family to sue Jalen Carter. And, don't get me wrong. I understand a person being upset. I understand a father, a mother being upset. But just being honest, I don't think the athlete that made it to that level, because I mean, if you were on Jalen Carter's team, you're a D1 athlete. You had all the opportunities in the world to go to Alabama, Texas, all the big schools in the world. I'm pretty sure he's a good person. I'm pretty sure he has a good family behind him and stuff like that. And I don't think I don't think he would have wanted that personally. I don't think he would have wanted his family to sue his teammate. You know what I mean? Like, that's awkward. It's weird. It's like brothers suing brothers. It happens. But is it not awkward as fuck? Super. All right, so let's just hop into the next information. Because, I really just hope Jalen Carter can do well with this, because we want our first round pick to do well. We definitely want our first round pick to do well. But let's hop into this information from Dallas Goedert. So recently, Dallas Goedert was on Pardon My Take, and he was talking about the tush push. He was talking about how teams call the Eagles pussies. They're calling us pussies because they hate the tush push, right? My thing is this, right? You guys trying to ban the tush push because it makes the game look distasteful in a sense. It looks too easy. Then stop it then. Dallas Goedert was saying the same thing I was saying. He was saying, if you guys have such a big problem with us getting to the 3rd and 1 and doing the tush push, why are you letting us get to 3rd and 1? 4th and 1 situations. Why don't you stop us before we get there, so you don't have to worry about this easy tush push that Jalen Hurts is going to get, because he's carrying 600 pounds on his back like nothing. We know he can squat up to 600 pounds. And that was like, 4 or 5 years ago. So, I mean, the boy probably can rep 550, 560 if he really wants to. He's a very, very freakish athlete, Jalen Hurts is. But let's just go into some of the major points of this. So Dallas Goedert was talking about Hurts is being one of the most gifted rushing quarterbacks that the NFL has ever seen. He talked about him being a top 5 player. And he just talked about him kind of changing the game for the Eagles in general, right? And I agree with everything. Everything that he said. I don't think the tush push should ever be disallowed in the game. Like, realistically, only a couple people can do that. Jalen Hurts, maybe Cam Newton in his prime, Justin Fields if he ever learns how to, sit his ass down, and maybe Anthony Richardson, when he gets an opportunity to do it. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the hate. We all love it, hate. But they can't stop us, even if they stopped us. But look, we're going to go into this Buddha Baker stuff. So the guy that we low-key want, the guy we low-key have been claiming for since he opened his mouth about Nick Sirianni being one of the coaches that he looks up to or that he admires, since we found out that Buddha Baker wanted to leave the Cardinals' terrible, untrustworthy franchise, we've been wanting this man. And Buddha Baker claims he almost killed himself trying to defend the controversial play known as the tush push against the Eagles. He even said that he almost killed himself trying to defend it, but he wanted to win. This is what he says. I remember almost killing myself the 2 times they do this to the Cardinals last year. I was a post player trying to shoot the A gap to cause a stop 3rd/4th and 1 because everyone knew what they was going to do. I got my ass trampled both times and then converted. No fear, though. Not smart. Put a little smiley face because he wants to go to the Eagles. But you know what, man? You saying all this, you giving us all this virtual neck. I need you to come through and do what you did over there. Stay healthy. Get us some picks. I think Buda Baker on this team and replacing a Chauncey Gardner, that's going to be really, really, really like an improvement in our team. Because not only is Buda Baker a little bit faster than Chauncey Gardner, I think he has the same type of ball skills and he's a better tackler. So it would be like a major, major upgrade. Come on, my guy. You love Jalen Hurts. Obviously, you love the tush push. You ain't a hater about it. Put a little smiley face on it. You know, you want to get out of there. You love our coach. Just come through. I know you want to come through. Like, just take a little bit less money because you know how we don't got that money for it. But if you want to chip, come through us. You know what we gonna do? We gonna get you a ring, or at least an opportunity to get a ring, and that's all you can really ask for as a player of your type of talent caliber. But that's all I really got for y'all today. Hope you guys are chilling. Hope you're having a good day. And I hope Buda Baker comes to play for the Eagles. So before let's post this video, so I can hear my girlfriend laughing over there maniacally. I was thinking to myself, Buda Baker, with all he's saying about the Eagles, with all the comments he's making about the Eagles, he has to be an Eagle by the end of the year, by the start of training camp, by the time the trade deadline passes. He got to be Eagle. He's saying too much stuff about the Eagles. Every time he opens his mouth, he says something positive about the Eagles. He got to be one of us. He already bleeding green. Come on, Howie. Get it done.